So, check this out, people. Today, GME reached $70 per share. I sold my shares at $33 and I didn't look back. Regardless of how high GME goes, I had a plan set what amount I would buy in and what amount I would sell at. And I stuck to my plan. Regardless of how high GME goes, I will not be FOMOing in. This is how you get stuck. This is how you get trapped. By FOMOing in into a stock that has peaked and is too high for you to recover if it starts to tank. This is what happened to many people 3 years ago when they bought into GME at a high price, when they FOMOed in at the top and got stuck for 3 years. And now that GME is up almost some 700%, those people who have been holding for these 3 years are just recovering their losses because they FOMOed in at the top at 200, 100, and so on and so on. And even though GME is doing well, those people can only hope to recover their losses. And unfortunately, for those people, this squeeze isn't a squeeze for them. It's simply a Hail Mary. And it's only an opportunity for those people who FOMOed in at the top to regain their losses.
Get the news out there. I mean, look at us, man. We're over 75% increase just in AMC alone. GME is almost back to where I can at least sell the few shares I had and break even already.
And for those who jumped into AMC and GME a week ago, those who bought into GME at $10, $11, $12, this is a squeeze for you. AMC is squeezing for me because I bought in at $2.94. Anyone who's been holding AMC for the past 3 years and held through a reverse split, even though AMC reached its $12 highs as of tonight, after market or pre-market, those people who bought in and held through the reverse split, they are only up a few pennies because this $13 a share that AMC has reached is only equal to $1.30 for those people.
But we needed to run big time. That's the thing. I said it. This 75%, that's great. $5 does nothing. $6 does nothing. We need this puppy to close over 10. We need this puppy to get past its 200-day moving average. We need this baby to really get up there. We need more than 10x. 10x ain't going to do no good. What is that, $20 a share? No, we need like even at 100x. That's the kind of action we're going to need, especially after, we got our shares reversed.
And unfortunately, they held through the reverse split because they believed in their silverback, Adam Aaron. And instead of Adam Aaron backing them up and holding them down, he took their shares. And for every 10 of their shares, he gave them one of his. And so they lost 90% of their shares and they lost 90% of their investments. And so they cannot capitalize on this squeeze. The only ones who are capitalizing are those who just bought in last week. I bought into AMC at $2.94. My plan was to sell at $8. And since AMC is still spiking, it continues to go up. I have considered to hold for just a bit longer. And if it continues to go up, I will continue to hold and I will sell my shares at the right time. Because unlike those people who believe that AMC is going to the moon, I am not one of those people. I know what money looks like. I've been through 6 squeezes in my lifetime. All of those squeezes have tanked after they've squeezed. GME, AMC, Dogecoin, a stock called Mahua, and Indo that squeezed during the hype of both AMC and GME from $3 a share to $83 a share. And most people missed out on that squeeze because they have tunnel vision. They're focused on AMC and GME and are failing to look into other stocks that are passing them by. And if they do their research, they will understand that these stocks that squeeze eventually tank. It's just the way the system is. It's just the way the system works. And if you don't get your profits in the end, you're going to be left holding an empty bag. And those people who tell you that AMC and GME are going to the moon are the very same people who are going to sell behind your back. I've always said this. I will always say it. I will always stand by it. I trade AMC. I trade GME. I have no regrets for selling my GME shares at $33. My plan was to sell at 35. Once GME spiked to 37 and the stock was halted, I put in a stop loss for $35. And as soon as the stock was unhalted, it tanked to $33. And that's when Robinhood initiated my stop loss at $33. I'm not into this whole MOAS nonsense. I'm not into this whole to the moon nonsense. While everybody's going to the moon, I'm going to the bank. If you don't get your profits when these stocks spike, if you don't take advantage of these situations, you're going to end up holding an empty bag, just like you held your empty bag with AMC, with Dogecoin, and with GME for the past 3 years. And again, even though AMC and GME are up this high, most of the people cannot enjoy it because to them this is not a squeeze. It's simply a break even because they FOMO'd in at the top with GME and they held through the reverse split on AMC. And only those who bought in a few weeks ago, those who bought in at less than $3 and took advantage of AMC's lows are taking advantage of this short squeeze. Neither of these stocks are going to the moon, people. If you don't get your profits, you will lose.
This time, though, there ain't going to be no diamond holding. There ain't going to be no, oh, we're going to hold, we're going to hold, we're going to hold. No. You better have your magic number. You better know where it is and what it's going to take. You make your decisions for yourself. Don't let anybody else or social media fool you or convince you like it did last time. You watch out for yourself. You protect yourself. And that's what's important. Ain't no need in announcing. I ain't going to be announcing when I sold. All right? But that loyalty crap of we're going to hold out and we're going to hold out, man, we ain't taking down Wall Street. I gave up on that. But we can get our money back. I hope. I hope it gets high enough that everyone gets their money back. I hope that I can get my point where I can parachute, jump out of that damn rocket.
Unfortunately, when I tell my followers these things, I get a lot of hate from people who are not my followers, people who have no face, no content, and no pictures of themselves. They're always concerned with people like me who are in the market to make money. I don't give a fuck what they think. I don't give a fuck what they do. If they want to hold to the moon, by all means, go to the moon. I'm taking a walk to the bank. I have paper hands, and most people who have paper hands have more money and more paper in their hands than those mooners who have empty pockets because instead of selling at a profit, they believe the hype. They get influenced by these YouTubers who tell them to hold while they in turn sell behind their backs. And if you haven't learned this yet, the 3 times there's been a squeeze within the past 3 years with AMC, GME, and Dogecoin, then you're never going to learn your lesson. Because in the end, nobody is on your side. You got to have a plan and you got to stick to it. Get your money, people, because if you don't, you're going to end up holding an empty bag for another 3 years. Stocks go up and stocks go down. Take advantage of the times when the stocks go up. Take advantage of the rip. Have a plan. Have a plan to buy in if you haven't bought in, and have a plan to sell. Always have a way out. This to the moon nonsense is going to get you broke. This to the moon nonsense is going to have you holding an empty bag. And why people are so concerned with people like me who sell and who get their profits and their earnings, I will never know. I will never understand. I'm talking to my viewers, I'm talking to the people who follow me. Don't believe the hype. Get your money. Take advantage of the squeeze. Take advantage of any squeeze, any stock that spikes. Get your money. Do not think that these stocks are going to the moon. They may go up to 100, 200, 300, $400, and just as fast, they will tank. Again, the AMC pumpers who will go on YouTube, they will show up all of a sudden. Those who have been gone for months, those who you haven't seen for close to a year, are now coming out of the woodworks because they are taking advantage of the AMC and GME squeezes. And so now they're showing their faces, pretending that they've been here all along, and they're going to hype you up, they're going to gas you up, and they're going to tell you all over again that these stocks are going to the moon. When in reality, there's going to be a time when they're going to reach their maximum. It's going to be a bubble, and eventually the bubble is going to burst. So get your money, take your profits, and don't be stupid. If you're up tens of thousands of dollars, get your profits. If you're up hundreds of thousands of dollars, get your profits. If you're up millions of dollars, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid, people. Fuck what influencers say. Fuck what they tell you. This whole moon nonsense, trying to shame you and ridicule you if you decide to sell. Again, I sold at 33. I have no regrets. I got my money. I used the very same profits after I sold my GME to buy more AMC. And for every one share of GME that I sold, I was able to buy 6 or 7 shares of AMC just before it began to rip. And I'm already up 200% on my AMC shares. I bought in at 294. I plan to sell at $8. Right now, the stock went up to 13 and it's already back down to $9.60 just as I'm speaking right now. So you have to make sure that you take advantage of these stocks and that you sell at the top or close to it. Because if not, people, the very same people who gas you up and tell you that these stocks are going to the moon are the very same people that are going to ask you to hold, and then they're going to sell behind your back. I've been saying this for years. I've always said it. Stocks go up and stocks go down. Get them on the way up and not on the way down, because retail investors tend to buy in high and sell low, which is the stupidest thing. Don't believe the hype. I will always say this. Watch what's going to happen weeks from now, a month from now, 2 months from now, when all this excitement is said and done. There are going to be hundreds, thousands of people left holding an empty bag because they FOMO'd in at the top. They FOMO'd in at the top because they have no idea how to trade, how to sell, how to buy, when to buy. And instead, they allow the stock to pass them by. They jump in at the top and then they start to regret it because they bought in too high. Again, there are a lot of people in GME who are only breaking even. This is not a MOAS for them. This is not a squeeze for them. Even if the stock goes up to $100 a share, they're just getting their losses back. They're just simply breaking even. A lot of these people, not all of them. So if you're not one of those people who have been holding for 3 years and you just bought into AMC and GME like I did within the past week, you need to get your money. You need to get your profits. Have a plan. Know when you want to get out. Watch these stocks. Watch your money. Don't allow anybody to tell you how, when, why to sell. This is your money, and you need to get your money. And while everybody's going to the moon, people, I'm going to the bank. I'm going to get my money. Get yours.